Hey, this is Deepesh, and this video is literally one slide, and I'm going to take you through what I call the customer experience framework. So around 2000, the year 2000, I got involved with user experience and kind of got really interested in how the kind of user experience plays out and how to improve the user experience as well. And kind of over the years, I've got to use so many different tools. I've spent many years working on conversion rate optimization, landing page optimization, A/B testing, etc. And this right here is the framework which I've been using over a decade in terms of being able to squeeze value out of my website and being able to improve average order value, website conversion rate, cart conversion rate, reduce bounce rate, etc. So I just want to take you through the different elements of my conversion toolkit and get you thinking about how you can really squeeze more value out of your website. So working from the kind of top down, reporting and insights. So there's analytics, there's online surveys, call trackers. As far as analytics is concerned, the majority of you will be using Google Analytics. If you're not using Google Analytics, get it installed. It's a no-brainer. It doesn't cost you any money. Now, as your website becomes complex or, you start to push hundreds of thousands of visitors per day or, kind of hitting the limits of the free tool, then you may want to use different analytics providers or upgrade. But in the most part, for most of you, Google Analytics will do an absolutely great job. And, really it's about understanding how many visits on the website, different channels people come through, how many people are bouncing, so they land on the page and they don't progress any further, and then kind of tracking your goals between different channels as well. So analytics is an absolutely no-brainer. If you don't have it, pause this video, go to Google and get the analytics code, install it on your site and just get going with that. The second one is kind of online surveys. So I like to capture information on the why. So analytics will tell you what people are doing, but they won't tell you why they're doing it. And that's where I use an online survey or a poll to enhance the data to find out, for example, if I know my cart conversion rate is 10%, why are 90% not buying? And there'll be you'll see in the separate video on Hotjar and how I kind of approach online surveys. But it's a great way of finding out directly from people on your website why they aren't doing a particular action that you want them to do. So analytics will tell you in the most part the what, and the online surveys will tell you the why. I've put call tracker in here. This really applies to websites which have a telephone number, so it could be customer service support or similar. If you have a telephone number on the website, then you can use two forms of call trackers. Number one is the manual one, where an operator will receive a call and they may ask the person calling, how did you hear about us, or maybe which page you were on the website. The other way is the more automated way, where you can pay for a service which actually replaces your standard telephone number with one of their own, and it tracks which channel people are coming in from, which page you're on, and they'll get served a specific telephone number which gets pushed into an online system, and you can start to track your telephone calls by channel. So you'll know that this person came from Facebook ad, this person came from Google search, etc. So if you have telephone numbers on your site, do think about call tracker. Then you've got things like session capture as well. So in the demo video that you'll see for Hotjar, I like to capture the session replay of someone browsing the website. So with a tool like Hotjar installed, you can see where people are clicking, how long they're taking between viewing one page and another, maybe where they're dwelling, maybe there's a part of your page where it just doesn't make sense, when the mouse hovers, etc. So session captures are really important to give you an idea of what people are doing on your website. Business intelligence is about more kind of advanced level data analysis on what's working across your business. So let's say, for example, you've got multiple products on an e-commerce site. Business intelligence might tell you your margins, your profitability, your conversion rates, etc., and help your decision making when it comes to merchandising. So What kind of products do you prioritize on your category page or in your cross-sells or your upsells, etc.? CRM is really about your understanding of your customer. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. A lot of people confuse this with email marketing. Email marketing is part of CRM, but CRM is so much more than that. It's about building personas and understanding of your customer and keeping that relationship going. So it could be an email, it could be a messenger bot, it could even be a Facebook ad where you target the existing customer with a special offer. So CRM is the concept of keeping your customers close and keeping your kind of product and brand front of mind as well. So they're kind of key things around reporting and insights. Then around customer experience, landing pages and landing page testing is so crucial in getting the best out of your conversion rate, your page traffic. Think about it this way. If you're paying any platform, whether it's Facebook or Google or whoever it is, to send people to your website, then surely you want that website experience to be as good as it can be so that you can maximize your return on that investment. So kind of landing page testing is such a big part of improving the customer experience. Campaigns. So what I mean here is if you're running particular campaigns, let's say for Easter or for Mother's Day or something like that, then making sure the campaign is coherent across all your different touch points, whether it's a Facebook ad or your fan page or your landing page, even in your cart as well. So if it's a Mother's Day campaign, you could decorate your cart with some Mother's Day colors or graphics or things like that. So just be thinking about your campaigns as you're developing them through your journey as well. The creative, it goes without saying that the creative plays a huge part in your customer experience. Merchandising, now this doesn't, if you think merchandising, you might think of kind of e-commerce, but it applies to other things as well, like even digital products. So merchandising for digital products could be low ticket into high ticket into low ticket, your one-time upsells, your one-time offers, etc. It's all to do with merchandising as well. And then I've covered off behavioral targeting. So here, the simplest form of behavioral targeting could be that you have different audiences running in your paid marketing. So you could be running a Facebook ad based on someone that's visited your site. Therefore, the landing page you deliver them to is different to someone who's a cold prospect that's never been to your website before. That's the most basic type of behavioral targeting. The more advanced is using some kind of automation. So you might automatically, on a product page, surface up different products based on their browsing behavior. So I've worked for an e-commerce store in the past where we would identify someone that's visited the website based on their previous login data. And if we knew that they fell under a certain persona, either we'd upsell them because we knew that they were a bit more affluent, or we would not upsell and we would just kind of have similar prices because we knew that they were lower affluent. So there's lots of elements of behavioral targeting there to think about as well. And then into test and learn, you've got lab testing. So this is where you take people physically into a lab environment and you might give them your website and give them some kind of test to conduct on a machine, and you might kind of look at the analysis of what they're doing. Nowadays you can do that online, so I often use a website called usertesting.com where you can deliver a URL or a website to a user with a set number of questions, and you say, for example, what is this website? Why would you use this website? Go ahead and do X, Y, Z and talk about your experience. It's a great way of getting insights on what's working on your website, any potential blockers as well. And you can also screen the people that are attending that in advance as well. So if you have a website that's targeted to women 25 to 45, then you would make sure with usertesting.com or whatusersdo.com, there's a few other platforms as well, that you're getting the right people to do your feedback on your website, and they would talk through their experience. So they'd load up the website, you get the video with the audio, they would say, right, I'm looking at this website, this doesn't make sense, that makes sense. It's a great way of getting insight as to kind of what's working and what's not. Split testing, so the simplest form is two versions of a page where you've got a landing page and you've got another landing page where you've made some amends, and then you run them off together and you just see which one converts best. So, for example, if you're using ClickFunnels, as I do for my course landing page, it's super simple to just split test different landing pages and for ClickFunnels to tell you which is working. If you want to go a bit more advanced, you might look at an A/B testing tool or a plugin for your website to be able to do that kind of testing. Focus groups, these are again usually in person. You can do these online as well through Skype. Is when you get a group of people, let's say 5 to 10 people who match your persona, and you can ask them questions directly on your business, on your website, on your product, and get direct feedback on what they think of it as well. This kind of setup is great for product research. If you're bringing a new product to marketplace, or kind of developing a new proposition or an offer or something like that. So if you want to get kind of direct feedback from people who are in your target market, you can consider that. MVT stands for multivariate testing. So this is like split testing, except you're testing elements and variables within a single page. So let's say, for example, I have one landing page and I want to test 3 versions of the headline. I want to test 2 versions of the image. I want to test 3 versions of the calls to action. All of a sudden I've got multiple things that I'm testing, and some tools like Optimizely and Visual Website Optimizer allow you to test multiple elements on a single page, and so you get the kind of best recipe for that page based on the testing on what's worked as well. And the kind of final part of the conversion toolkit is develop and improve. So site structure and information architecture, these are more important for sites that are a bit more kind of, you've got more pages, more products, more categories, etc. Typically e-commerce, where you want to develop what I call the information architecture around logical sections. So typically an apparel website would have potentially a split between men and women, or maybe by type of clothing as well. That's the kind of information architecture coming in, because you're guiding people down different paths. And the information architecture goes beyond that into the pages and the signposting and things like that. And they're all things that can be tested and fed back through focus groups and lab tests and different things as well. Functionality development. So as you develop new features, you can also test them. You don't have to launch it straight in live into your website. The kind of designs, products, promotions, they're all things that can be tested as well. So what I want you to kind of take away from this conversion toolkit is that you've got a number of different strategies that you can play around with to tweak and improve your conversion rate. So with Facebook advertising, although this is a Facebook ads course, as you've seen from previous videos and hopefully you've been through them, cost per acquisition at the basic level is a factor of your cost per click and your conversion rate. And both of those can be manipulated either through Facebook or through your website. And so it's so important that you are putting the time and effort in to squeeze in the best value out of your website that you can. At the very basic level, installing Google Analytics and some kind of session capture and online survey tool will give you an opportunity to actually see what is going on and why people are potentially getting blocked. And then doing some A/B testing. If that's all you do, you'll be miles ahead of many other people. So this is a toolkit. I don't expect you to go deep into everything. Use the mastermind if you've got questions, but absolutely make sure you've got analytics, some kind of insights tool on your website, and you're doing A/B testing to get the best out of your conversion that you can.